with the power for us to divide in the certainty that a continuing replication of ourselves would be a provision for the conversion in the idea of the revitalization of where we find ourselves in this time frame. Here I am. Is this fine? May I come here? No. Thank you. Here. In the beginning episode of the idea that you would accept from me a very fundamental premise concerning the nature of the human consciousness in regard to his temporal identity of location in space-time is one of the most exciting ideas that I have ever entertained, speaking for myself, in my own illumination of the structure of what appears to be my cellular relationship of body, in recognition of the new illumination of your mind that is also being accomplished in the idea of the reflection of the light that we are deriving from a notion or an idea about the possibility that in the story frame in which we are performing with each other this act of body identity, look with me, I can perform with you in this, I'm going to say very special because I feel like it, a very special place that has been set up by associations with each other in the idea that each one of you now, within the memory patterns of his own mind, is refactoring within his space and place of reference of himself a continuing alteration of the maturity and development of the idea of where he finds himself in that location. Remember? Stem cells idea. Listen with me. I'm going to begin to teach how happy I am that you're hearing me. What actually occurred is, at the time I came into this factor, in the association with what we call the idea of hologram of energy, you began to recognize me. Will you look with me at my certainty that my concern is not about the world as it would appear within the dark form of energy that previously constituted your idea about yourself, but rather with the necessity in the cognition of myself, within a process of conceptual recognition of myself, that I would be able to demonstrate, all right, not so much with the original idea that my stem cells are converting, but with the simple recognition that the action of my mind within the thought process, it is what is converting my body identity in the space that I'm in. Okay? Remember, this is from the stem cell, power to divide. Here's how simple this is going to be, and what I'm going to do is offer you my idea of the certainty of that performance in a particular act of identifying myself within an arrangement where you will be able, if you choose to recognize me in a storyline of our mutual intention to perform the complete act of conversion of our mind in the simple demonstration of the inevitability of the truth of it. You see, this association here, there, and the idea of reflected light is corresponding to the possibility within his own mind, within the fabric of the idea of an association of the light of time, that the evidence that he holds within his mind about what he wants to see in the correspondent of the exercising of the power of light that surrounds him, the particulars of his demonstration, listen, having been increased in frequency with the simple idea that it is already being performed in the place that he finds himself, he becomes more and more aware that the place in which he finds himself is being redefined each moment, look with me, by how he's seeing himself in that reflection. Many of you know that what has been performed from the science evidence in our recent visit to Madison in Wisconsin, where by an invitation I was privileged to go and be access to the idea that I was willing to identify myself as what we would term an 80-year-old, virtually an 80-year-old body identity that could be proven within the factory of our association with each other. Thank you. I want you to hear this with me now. It's time. It did not preclude the idea of the memory that I am sharing with you in the recognition of the thoughts I have about myself that would be in regard to the thoughts that you're having about yourself. Stem cell research, the idea of the continuing conversion of the cellular association of light identity, is a performance that the world in which you view yourself is already completely aware. The notation of the factoring, let's use a demonstration of animals or birds or flowers or any idea you have about yourself, is always a demonstration within the cellular memory of what it is in its own containment of the power of mind to decide what it is. In the demonstration of the inevitability of the consciousness of the human concept of being, listen with me, it is impossible that if I am appearing with you as this body formulation within the cellular memory of myself, I'm going to teach time for just a second, in the idea of a universe of 14,000 million years, that I have not now appeared with you. Should we practice just for a moment? In this 40,000 year cycle. Do you see what I'm saying about the idea of placing the future in the hands of God? By accumulating ideas of resolution of light problems, let's say that we are all in a process of living within a framework of time. Aren't we? Look at me. We come here, we live here, we use ourselves up, and we die. Why? What advantage was there to the utilization of an idea I have in my mind in regard to what I think I am as a species? Well, the species of man is only about 800,000 years old. Good. My concern is not about the nature of the length of time that it performs, but rather, let's use the resurrection of Jesus Christ. He is resurrected from the idea of a body formulation and is returning and factoring in our new storyline his reappearance in a time and place that has now been established by you as the place to increase the frequency, shall I teach, of my recollection and recognition of you.